The G-Wade Podcast with Deacon Dirty.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy G-Wade holding it down, G-Wade Podcast, and I'm kicking it alongside with my man Deacon.
Dirty.
And we got a very special guest in the building. All right, we've been in here laughing a little too hard before we even got started. Bella, is it Aristote? Aristotle. Okay, I said it right. Yeah. I want to say aristocrat. I want to say Aristotle. Bella Aristotle. I like that name. That is a true artist name. Are you an artist?
I am.
Well, I'm so glad you asked. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I am. You know, just a couple things up in my sleeve.
Right. That's what's up. Now we met a couple of weeks at this point. It was kind of over the phone though.
Right.
And then you came into the studio and did one of the podcasts here. And so I was like, well, we had already talked a little bit anyway. And I was like, well, I definitely want to have you come on the G-Wade Podcast with Deacon Dirty. And here you are. And we're going to talk about all the good stuff you have laid out before us. But before we do, we like to get a little introspective and go back into your life. This is your life. You know, like TV show that came on back in the day. We want to learn. We want to know all about you, all about Bella. And it's like, you don't want to know that now. Slow down. And where you're from and all that good stuff. So you are originally from New Jersey.
Originally from New Jersey, yes.
What part of New Jersey?
Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Elizabeth. What is that near? Let me get a little bit closer if you don't mind.
Elizabeth, New Jersey. Can you hear me?
NPR.
Elizabeth, New Jersey what's that? It's considered South Jersey or North Jersey.
Is that's considered North Jersey?
Yeah. I ain't been there so long, 10 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually making plans to go back July the 1st because my cousin's baby shower. So I'm like, Lord, please take the wheel. She want me to get on this flight. Ain't been on a flight in 10 years.
Really?
Oh,
okay.
But yes, I'm originally from New Jersey. I moved out here when I was 12.
Okay.
Parents. That was not
Mm-hmm.
by choice. I hate it here. That's what I was saying when I first moved out here. Yes.
Well, because coming from the city.
Girl,
yeah. True that.
Skirts, got this
I now pronounce
accent.
you.
Yeah. Everybody like, you from New York? No. I'm from New Jersey, okay?
I'm going to tell you for sure, we up north, some people like to try to call D.C. the South. If you from New York, they be like, D.C., that's the South. No, relax. We still above the Mason-Dixon line, I believe. So we the North, you know what I'm saying?
Right, get it right.
You know what I mean? We can rock some Timbs.
Right.
That's facts,
Skirt
though.
and Timbs, looking on.
It's nothing.
It's 90 degrees outside.
Shorts and Timbs.
Saw it when I went up there. Yeah.
Yes,
it is
got
nothing.
The swamps on, everything.
Wait a minute, what are those?
Swamps.
What are those?
What are those?
The blue Timbs.
Oh, they call them swamps?
Well, they used to, but I don't know if they still call it that
Okay, because the
anymore.
only thing I always knew was the butters, the
beige.
the originals, yeah.
Yep.
But I didn't know they had names for the other colors, you know what I'm saying? That's what's up.
Yeah, swamps, Timbs. Yeah, so been out here for about a good, if I say that, I mean, y'all gonna know my age.
35, 47.
I've been here about a good 20 years.
Has it 20 years?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's... we had a guest on, and she's from New Jersey, Sharonda Official, and I said, so you a Georgia Peach now? She's like, nope. I said, because she's from Jersey. I said, well, I'm from D.C., and I still hold the peach. I mean, I hold it because I'm here. I've been here long enough.
Right.
But I'm still D.C. all day.
Right.
You know
I
what I
can see
mean?
why she says no. If she constantly goes back and forth and, she's
still going back home. Right.
She still has her accent. She still has her,
Yeah, when I was talking to her, I said, there it is. I heard it. Yeah.
People down here were like, oh, you sound you from New Orleans, or you sound like you from here. When I go home, it's like, or
you
when
from
I
the
talk to
South.
people, you country.
You
She's so country.
Right, that's funny.
Until I get upset. Then when I get upset, that
Then they
Jersey
come
comes
out.
straight out.
Okay. Because it's like parts of Florida. You go down to Florida, you're like, where y'all from?
Yeah.
Because they don't have, you can't there's no
differentiate.
accent to place them nowhere.
Right.
Thinking Louisiana or something. at
Yeah,
some
you
point.
just don't know.
I'm from Georgia, born and raised in Jersey, but I've been out here.
Been here so long. Yeah. So, but you went to school here too.
Yeah, I graduated from Lovejoy High School.
Lovejoy.
Yes.
I guess that's in Lovejoy.
South.
Okay. Yeah.
Clayton County.
Clayton County.
Yes.
Clayco.
Clayco.
Oh, you represent. Oh, that's funny. She repping. You know what I'm saying?
Waka Flocka put Clayco on the map. baby.
Right. And who else? Ludacris did. JD did. They always talk about College Park.
College Park.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Two Chains.
2 Chains.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Two
yeah.
Chainz.
You know what I mean?
Both bracelets.
So, yeah, that's funny. So, but more in the South than in the North then.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
I got
So
you.
yeah, I'm from Atlanta.
And haven't been home in 10 years. Is it going to feel weird going back, you think?
Kind of. I guess because of my own, I had my own little reasons. My cousin was murdered, and
Sorry to
I
hear
haven't
that.
been back home since his funeral. And it actually took me years to kind of really just deal with the fact that he's gone.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it took
yeah.
about like 5 years. Was kind of mad at family members. I was one of the last people to know.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
So, yeah, so that has a lot to do with why I haven't been back home. Because, okay, he's gone, so, I'm just stay here.
Yeah, yeah.
But now my cousin is pregnant, and I'm getting a little pressure to come out to Jersey. So
They're
I'm
trying to have
like,
a
girl.
reveal party? Is that what it's going to
Baby
What is it, a gender
shower.
reveal? Oh, all that
So
good
she's
stuff?
having a baby shower, so July 1st. So I'll be out there. I'm going to try to keep my promise to come out there. That's my plan, to go out there.
Right. You should go.
Talking about the flights.
Oh, that's what you're concerned with, the flying?
Yeah.
Is it because of COVID or just flying,
Just
period?
flying. I haven't been on a flight in so long. So
Okay,
it's like,
yeah.
ooh,
That's funny because I think
child.
about that too. I'm like, when the last time I've been on a flight?
I'm always jumping in the car, driving to the beach.
Like, it's nothing, right?
See, I just
yeah.
but that right there shows me that you got to get out your little box and start traveling more often.
around,
no
move
reason
around.
why it's been 10 years. You haven't even been on a flight.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's going to be a hot mommy summer this year.
Oh, that's funny.
Come on, children. Let's go.
Right. That's what's up.
Can't have a hot girl summer because, them days over.
Well, if you get a babysitter,
You know what? Get a babysitter. Might switch the wig around. Get them bundles.
Uh-oh. MIAO, you say?
Be on a
She's supposed to be going to
staycation.
Jersey. Down there at the beach.
At the beach.
That's
What
funny.
kids? What?
You know?
Your call has been forwarded. Though.
Oh, that is too funny.
But no, I love my babies. They're back there somewhere.
They back there chilling. That's what's up.
Yep, I have a 12-year-old son. Keeps me on my toes. And
He's
a
a
1-year-old daughter.
he's a polite kid too.
Yeah, he is. He
Plus
knows
he's
how to
fronting
act.
out back there, but he seemed like he was.
Oh no,
genuine.
he know I'll jack him up. Don't matter
Okay,
where we at,
yeah,
here,
yeah.
there, anywhere. You shall catch these hands.
They gonna catch these, put them paws on him.
Yeah, see, I prefer mine to act up at home, and then know how to act when you're out in public. When you have kids that's so good at home, and then at the food when you out in public, it's just like can't trust you. Can't trust you. So, but no, for the most part, he's very good.
That's when they call you out. You ain't even expecting them. Like, why you got on that hat?
Oh no,
Hey,
he'll
did
do
you
that.
see the
He's
video?
real good.
Did you see the video where the dude was fixing the girl's bike and the woman got the video camera?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, look at your dad fixing your bike." And the little girl jumps in immediately. That's not my dad. My dad is in jail and I miss him.
Oh, child. No, I did not see that
Darkest
one.
thing.
Like you shouldn't. And she probably was trying to do some little slick stuff on camera, and the daughter just flipped the script on that quick. Yeah,
Kids
so.
will.
Trying to make her man feel all
You
good.
make him feel special because he.
Oh, was that her dude?
It was her man, but it wasn't her daddy. You know
She
what I'm
said, "That ain't my daddy. Daddy in jail."
He in there trying to fix the chain on the bike.
Daddy, I'm holding it down out here for you, Daddy.
Right.
Yeah, the bike turned upside down and everything.
It probably cut him deep too. He probably was like, "Dang, I don't even want to fix it now." You know what I'm saying?
You know what? Well, tell your daddy fix this bike.
You get him to go. Oh, that's messed up.
Everything.
All right.
Wake up, bike have a flat
You
tire.
know what I'm saying? What bike? You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, yep.
You got
yep.
deboed out there,
Kids
Joe.
will definitely do that. My son was phenomenal with that crap.
Yeah.
Like growing up, that child there. I used to before I having him got pregnant at 18, him at 19. The time he was 4, we'll get on the MARTA.
Yeah.
And I'm like having little wigs on.
just
so at
hoping-
first just
yeah,
popping
yeah.
my wigs off at home. So then he gets on the bus. And it's quiet. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. Mom, go ahead and snatch that wig off like you do at home.
Wow.
What? Child. I'm like looking at all them bears and stuff like this child don't be come on.
Playing.
You
He
want
just
to take
playing.
it off? You want to take it off?
Everybody snatch it from me. Now that would be messed up.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past him back then. Like
Right,
he was
right.
very he was one of those kids. Make you be like, boy, I'm gonna jack you. Wait till we get home.
Or like the lady at the airport that were going through TSA. but she had on a ball cap.
Oh yeah.
So they asked her to take it off, but it's attached to the hair.
Whoa.
So she had to take it all off. The whole hair attached to the hat.
So funny.
And she had on the
Was the agent a male or female?
I think it was a guy.
Oh, okay. So,
but
I believe it was a female.
Oh,
the agent was a female.
Oh, okay.
She just had. I think she might have been,
okay.
But she had the little haircut,
You had
the
a different
little fade
pronouns.
and stuff
What
on
you're
the
saying?
side.
Yeah, I got you.
pick up on the,
Yeah, but she had
yeah,
the
but you got to
weave cap.
do the check.
Yeah, she had the weave cap and asked her to take it off, and she just fell out laughing. Her
And then
friend
her
was
friend
like, "Come
sent her
on, girl, take
videotaping
it off, take it off."
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
that
your
was fun.
friend.
She said, "Oh, put it back on, put it back on." She just lucky the cap ain't come off with it.
But but with that type of thing, it's so commonplace that why would you even? I mean, I get it could still be embarrassing. I guess it could be, but yeah, it's so commonplace that everybody be like, okay, yeah, you.
No, you still be like, hold up.
Right,
you got them set it off braids going to the back. You want to make sure
That's
the cap
funny.
don't come off. Like, wait, hold on. You
I
might
got
have a
hair.
bald spot there. The
You're
edges
looking
might
like
be
Tasha
ripped
on
out.
Power when she went in.
I'm still using my miracle drops.
See?
You know what I'm saying?
See, now they did
Looking
Tasha
like who?
wrong.
Tasha on Power when she went in.
Oh, right,
She had
right,
to take all that
yeah.
off.
Yeah, had them little braids going to the back. And sometimes them braids be sitting there about a good little month looking like the new girl was coming
They
in.
need some help.
Yeah.
So you ain't quite hooked up with
I
nobody
got the
yet.
braids in the back right
Get 'em-
now. I'm like,
That is too
No
funny.
toothbrush ain't helping that. Man.
You got some
sideburns connect to the bag. You ain't shaving.
Oh man, I need
This
a
is
can
a
of new now.
mess.
Man said,
Can't
"New
remove the makeup now.
Right. Yeah. But again, it's so common. You would think that it would be
Right, but
like-
men wear wigs just as much as we do.
You know, it's the weirdest
beard and
thing.
stuff, it ain't even real.
Look, I've never been ashamed to tell people I will touch up the grades in a bit.
you should embrace those grades.
I ain't there yet. I'm
why
just
not?
not.
You should embrace it.
Because no, I don't even want to speak. Because I wake up tomorrow and go, oh hell no. Like, who will she see what happened? Nah, man,
Yeah.
I ain't there yet.
Let me tell you, them young girls, they love that salt and pepper.
I'm
now.
good.
Get
You know
that
what
salt
I'm
and
saying?
pepper.
I'll
He
be
said, I'm
all right.
good.
You know what I'm saying?
Tell me, ain't gotta live this life, G.
Yeah, I ain't gotta live that life, bro.
Yeah, with your dark and lovely.
You know what I'm saying?
Trying to knock off an extra 10 years.
I will cut it down in the heart. I'm 27. You know what I'm saying?
That ain't what that little gray.
Right.
Ain't never been to Beijing.
Right.
Right.
Run me to the stove real quick.
That's funny.
Man,
That's silly.
but no, I ain't quite there yet. I contemplated it, but I was like, I'm not there.
I think. Well, I already have gray hair. I've had gray hair since I was young.
There was a kid on Deborah Carey's podcast. He's like 12, but he had gray hairs. He was
He's
born.
wise, wisdom.
Yeah,
That's what
and he was a
Let me-
smart little kid too.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
See, right. One of my aunts was like, right, they had a little joke because when I was younger, I would pluck the little gray. I'm like, oh, what this? It was like, well, that's what happened when you pluck your little gray hair. You end up being dumb in your teenage years doing dumb stuff.
I
Now you
can't
little
read.
making all these unwise
Right.
decisions.
That's funny. There's
And now
another
your gray
sale.
hair done grow back. Now you making wise decisions. See how
Right.
that goes?
Yeah, I was graduated early. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
That is too funny.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, listen, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do. Rock it. I
Right.
ain't mad at you.
Wisdom highlights.
You know what I mean? Well, you really learned who was really rocking the gray or who was really gray when the pandemic shut it all the way down. Not the parts where we kind of just got out on our own, didn't care.
Right.
But when it shut down for like a 5-week period,
Yeah.
and then you start seeing the celebrities get on Zoom, on their Facebook Lives, and all of this is gray and all of this is gray. You like, for the past 7 years, you've been, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
And that
right.
one day,
That
all of a
one-
sudden it came back. You know what I'm saying?
Like, ooh, how you doing, Idris? Hey.
Oh, you like it? You know what I'm saying?
Now, some people, I was like, you see, y'all let that pandemic get y'all. Go back to what you had.
Right.
Okay?
Go on, run to the store. The Walmart is open. You know what I'm saying? It's for
I love
essentials.
the dreads and stuff, but you're going to have to tighten that up.
We got
You can't be out here looking all
15-inch great. Well, I mean, hey.
They
People are embracing
some
it.
Just letting they embrace it a little bit too much.
Yeah.
And it's called combing,
That's
brushing,
funny.
moisturizing.
They want you to see the struggle.
They want this. I'm like, look, there's no way in heck you mean to tell me you don't have a comb and brush in
That's
your house.
funny. Hey, well, hey. Again, to each his own. Do your thing. Do your thing.
Please don't do that.
Right.
Hygiene. Your parents.
Yeah,
it's very important. Pandemic or not.
I say, I mean, I keep clippers in my car because I'm like, I always tell people, I don't care what happens up here, but if you keep your line tight, you all right.
You good to
know
go.
what I'm saying? If you just let it grow out on the top, but if your line is sharp, people let you slide. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
Yeah.
Get your good old lineup.
Yeah. So I keep my clippers.
I might need to do that. Line up these little edges and this Shanti sideburn I got going on.
Oh, that's funny. Don't be hating on her sideburn now. I'm going to say now.
But see, hers don't connect like mine do. That thing goes.
She got a whole whole ear beard. You know what I'm saying?
I can't put a ponytail without having a shave right here. You know, I'm like, hey, hold on.
Oh, that is too funny. Well, you got to get that little thing and just start,
slow
shaving them all right. Get you some of the little baby hair.
Yeah, little baby hair, little combs. Nah, it's going to be too much baby hair come down the neck.
That's
come down
funny.
This. Yeah, she hairy.
Right. Oh, that's funny. All right, so after high school, we leave Lovejoy. And did you do college or no?
See, I'm in school now.
Are you?
So, yes.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yes. So, I think I just kind of did stuff because family, I'll go to school. Like, for me growing up, it was a lot of not being able to be myself. Mm-hmm. Just always had this thing of don't be like your biological mother. It's always that, she got pregnant at 18. Don't you get pregnant. Got pregnant at 18.
Right.
So, I didn't.
I always tell people you can't outrun DNA. You just can't. As hard as you might. Well, you can, but you can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can.
You can make changes.
But, you still got to allow people to live their lives.
Yeah.
And, not, just stop comparing them to their mother, their father, this person, that person. My biological mother didn't really have her in my life.
Okay.
Not really.
Can we unpack that a little bit?
Sure.
Or no? Okay. So when did since what time? What age rather?
All my life, guess you can say. There's only been a small portion where I can remember of just being with her, and those times were not good. Very toxic and abusive, and defects definitely did have to come get me. My mom.
Only child? You?
Well, I was her first.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so by the time defects came, she already had 2 more other kids.
Okay.
But it's just for me. I've never really talked to her, but for me, I feel like just one of those situations where the man didn't want to be with you, you didn't want nothing to do with the kids.
Gotcha.
So at 6 months, I believe my mom who took care of me. Mm-hmm. That's when I speak of my mom, I'm speaking of the one who took care of me, not birthed me. Mm-hmm. She had me. Then I guess at one point she allowed her to get me back, and I believe it happened like twice.
Okay.
But
do you remember any of
I was
that time?
so young, between the 6 months age.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I believe like around 5 or 6 years old, she allowed her to get me back, and it was just a lot of abuse going on. Just crazy abuse, trying to burn my hands on the stove, chase me around the house. Things.
And this is a mommy dearest.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with.
Oh yeah. No wire hangers.
Because if you don't know nothing else,
you know about the wire hangers.
Yeah.
But then a situation happened where so there was an upstairs neighbor. So a lot of the houses up north back then, they're still kind of the same way, but the duplex instead of side by side is kind of like upstairs, downstairs.
Right? Yeah.
And she used to force me to walk to school with the little girl that lived up there. And one day I didn't want to walk back home with her. I wanted to play on the playground. But this girl, at the time leave school, you go straight home. Like, who does that? Can we play for a second?
You got 10 minutes.
Right, like the bell rang, she walk in. Here go your girl. Get your behind. Let's play.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to go, so I played on the playground. And then when I decided to get back home, I bent that corner and Lord, a stick. Bow!
Yeah.
So, but I believe the upstairs neighbors, kind of heard a lot of things that was going on because it was just so weird that this one particular day, she left us home. It was me and my sister was probably like a year younger than me, and we were very young. Probably let's say 6, probably a little bit younger than that because Amanda was a baby, like my daughter right now. So maybe like 5, 4, and younger.
I gotcha.
But we still left home alone. And she was, very upset and wanted me to clean up the house. I had to babysit the kids, so she in the Haitian household. I don't know you guys ever been to.
That's right,
Haitian
because you are Haitian.
Yes,
for those who don't know,
Haitian,
but you cover it up well. I mean, not in a bad way, but no one would know.
You see, we're gonna put a pin in that one.
Hey, let's do
gonna
that.
Put a pin
because
in
a
that.
friend of mine's
because a lot of Haitian
Alexandria's
women,
Haitian.
it's like, what does a Haitian look like? What do you mean we come? Like, what does that mean?
I always think that sometimes you can tell what people are from, what region they're from, based on just their look. Sometimes it's bone structure. Sometimes it's features. I mean, it's just certain things that
That's
just
like
kind of.
someone say, "Oh, you're." For us, this is how we take it. That's just like someone saying, "Oh, you're pretty to be a black person." What does that mean? Like,
or dark skin.
or dark skin. Like, what does that mean? But we're gonna put a pin in it.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Right.
But, so she tossed everything off the dresser and had me climb on the dresser to clean. So of course, she's leaving. Don't open the door. The regular rules and stuff. So when she left, I jumped off the dresser. So when I jump off the dresser, one of the vases cut my leg. So I have like this big old scar on my leg. And so a chunk of meat hung over. So my sister was like, you're bleeding. I didn't even realize that I was bleeding. And so I wrapped a whole bunch of tissue around it. And of course that tissue got stuck. But then the doorbell rang. Being kids, you said open the door, but you ain't saying nobody going on to the window.
Right,
so I went to the window. Right. So the window, lady's like, hey, is your mom home? I'm like, no, she's not home. She said to open the door for nobody. And if we do, we're going to be in trouble. And she's like, are you okay? Yes, I'm crying
Kinda,
now.
sorta.
My leg is jacked up right now.
Yeah.
So, but
wow.
Little do I know, she was actually defect.
Yeah.
Like,
so the people
I feel
upstairs,
like
you're
the
saying,
upstairs neighbors are the ones who reported her. And so she was like, I'll be back. So I was
you didn't
okay.
open the door?
No, I never opened the door.
Remember when you said my mama told me not to open the door? Yeah.
Yeah, so I never opened the door. And then next thing you know, it was a big old bang at the door. Boo-doo-doo-doo. She had the fire department.
Oh, that same
woman.
Wow.
She literally came back. And it was probably within 10 minutes.
Dang.
And she had the
well,
fire
not dang
department.
in a bad way, but
yeah,
actually in a
she
good
had
way.
everyone there. So, but as a little kid, you're trying to protect your sister. So I shut up all the lights. I believe I put my sister in the closet and I hid under the, how in the living room got the tables and stuff. So I hid up under one of the little coffee tables and was hiding and stuff. And they kicked down the door. And there's flashlights everywhere. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's going to kill me.
That's crazy.
So, they brought us out and then upstairs.
And I'm sure they were shocked when they saw your leg.
Yeah,
to boot.
they seen my legs and, they start to try to peel the little tissue, but that was very painful, so left it alone. But the reason I feel like the upstairs neighbors were the one who called because they came down and started talking to the paramedics and the officers and stuff. And I even believe that he rode in the ambulance with me to the hospital. So that's why, I could be wrong, but I feel like it was him who called. But when we got, I remember this to this day. When we got there, they were giving me shots in my leg for the stitches. Okay. And we were, back then, like, the hospitals were so crowded and stuff, so they had, like, a lot of little waiting rooms where they could work on you right there in the waiting room. So she opened up the curtain, looked down on me, was like, does it hurt? And I was like, yeah. She said, good.
Oh, this is what your
biological mom.
Wow.
I was like, oh, okay. Then, she was very upset, wished that they just take me away and not the rest of the kids. And that ended up happening. She was supposed to take me to get my stitches taken out. That didn't happen. So I guess by the time they came back and checked, it's probably been like a month or two. I'm just walking around with a cast on my leg still and can't really shower properly, not going to school. So they came, and Lorraine Turner was my social worker's name. I remember her name to this day. Hey, Lorraine, if you're watching. But Lorraine Turner, she was like, well, I'm going to take her to go get some ice cream. And took for ice cream and never took me back. Wow. And so I kept saying, well, I want my mom. And she's like, we just left her. Like, wait a minute. I'm like, no, I want my mom. And can you please call my mom? So she took down the number I gave her. And I think Lorraine was trying to do a good thing and not put me in the system. So she had a friend who did foster care. And she put me there with her friend, Miss Barbara, which was another mommy dearest. Like, so
what is up with these foster care parents? What's wrong with y'all? You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I have this big old heart that I do when it comes to kids that's in the system. Like, my plan is to adopt a child one day, because people just don't understand when you haven't grown up with your parents. And when you're in the system, people tend to judge us and how we act and how we move and the things that we do and us being so emotional or being angry or whatever. But being with the foster parent, that's when I start stealing.
I guess it starts to breed
certain things.
It starts to foster certain things.
Negative things. So I start stealing at the age of, I'm not sure if I got the timeline just right, but I'm trying to keep them together. Maybe because when I got with my mom, I was in second grade.
Okay.
So.
Who was second grade? About 6, 7 years old?
Yeah, so in
7,
between that, so I clearly had been a little bit younger then, because when I got my biological, my foster mother, I would say that my biological mom kept us up. Although she kept us up. So I was this little pretty girl with chunky dimples and big old pigtails and stuff. And she cut that mug off and slapped the perm on top of my scalp.
Wow.
And needless to say, that was burning.
Yeah,
it wasn't
of course,
a good sensation. Yeah. And, put like little nail polish stuff on her doorknobs. It was like, if you touch anything in my house, I would know something's going to show up on your finger and I'm going to whoop you. I was like, okay. So I started going to the corner stores and stealing. Like, I'll go there and open my book bag and throw drinks in my bag and Swiss Swirls. I had to thank for Swiss Swirls. I survived off Swiss Swirls. And it went on for, I want to say, at least a year.
Wow.
And, even when she moved, she had me in this room where, like the doors, kind of like the folding doors.
Mm-hmm. The bifold doors.
Yeah, the bifold doors and stuff. So I would peek through the little doors just to watch TV. And then one day, the doors were open. Pancakes, a nice little dress. I was like, okay, I'm about to die. Like, literally, like.
Am I awake?
I'm like, is the door open?
Set up.
I'm laughing, but it's really.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
because people really are going through this stuff right now.
Facts.
And to this day, a lot of my family members don't even know half the stuff that I've been through. So, but she was like, Lorraine is coming to see you and tell her that you're happy with mommy and you want to stay and stuff. I got you, yeah. And I was like, okay.
And mommy is the foster mom.
Yeah, she was saying that was her first time even using that name. It was Barbara, So, and Lorraine's, it's terrific with this ice cream stuff. When you go get some ice cream, Lorraine, you never go back where you came from. So,
like you was like the first 48. Hey, listen. First of all, she closing the doors. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. So Lorraine came and she's like, hey, I'm like, hi, hey.
It was probably at that moment she knew, like.
She was like, so I'm gonna go talk to her. I'm gonna take her out for ice cream, and I was like. Told her everything. Lorraine started to cry, because I guess she felt like this was a friend,
Yeah. Oh, that's right, because you did say it was
I believe it was more her, because she was, I'm going to try to find your mom, but, social workers, as I get older, I think about, you might have had a whole many cases to try to solve, so I'm thinking in my head, like, why am I still here? I didn't get your number. It's not that hard. Dial it, lady.
I say
the whole year.
2-4.
To this day, I remember my mom's number. To this day, and she doesn't even have that number anymore. We're out here in Georgia.
Right, but But
I still remember this number.
Wow.
So, and then, Lorraine took me for ice cream, and I told her what happened. So then she took me to. That's my guest appearance.
Oh, we can take a pause for the call.
No, she'll be fine.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
You pause it. We can.
Yeah,
I said, Mom. That sounds like a siren. You might want to.
She's with her sitter. They be all right.
I know they have different cries.
Right.
Yeah,
I know the cry. Right.
Yeah, she's probably excited looking at something on Sesame Street.
Gotcha. All right. Well, if you know the cry.
Yeah, she all right. Trust she'll
come
hear
to Mom, it wasn't my fault. You know what I'm saying?
You hear the hand clapping when she's upset. So she ain't start to clapping her hands.
She did it right on cue, too.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, so Lorraine took me to this hospital.
Shout out to Lorraine.
Yeah, she took me to this hospital. And to be honest, since I've been there, I look at every hospital different now. Because you got in the hospital, and she put this key in the elevator.
Okay.
Yeah. And it takes you all the way upstairs, and there's children living on these hospital floors that you would even know some of these hospital floors. Yeah. So we're all the way upstairs, and we played on top of the hospital roof. So we got all the way upstairs. There's a whole bunch of kids, with, like the regular hospital gowns and stuff like that, walking around. But just there, being labeled as angry and this. And all I remember being there is that I beat up this little white girl. And I'm sorry if you remember who I am. But I was determined.
Karen ain't been the same ever since.
Yeah, I was determined to get in contact with my mom, So I'm like, okay, well, I didn't have any money. These kids that were here, somehow had money and stuff. They were able to make phone calls. There was a system or whatever.
Yeah.
So I grabbed, before I beat up the little girl, they kept trying to get me to drink this yellow substance. I'm like, I'm not drinking this crap, Ritalin.
I got you.
I believe.
They wanted to calm
like
you
that.
all the way down.
Yeah, because, I'm angry now. Like, I've been through this, that. I'm mad, I'm angry.
Right.
You look at me like I need, she cuckoo for Cocoa Puff.
Yeah.
I remember doing things like slamming my head on the wall, like, I wish I was dead. I wish I was dead. And so, like, they try to get me to drink this fluid or whatever. I
Scissor.
wasn't. Yeah, I
You
wasn't
want some
having
Kool-Aid?
That lean.
Yeah.
Y'all crazy. Yeah, I wasn't having
We
it. So
making
then,
fun, but I'm telling you, this is not a laughing matter,
it's
y'all.
not.
Right. It's very, very serious. You know, I'm able to laugh about it because I've
Because if you wasn't laughing, trust me, we would not
right, I
be.
truly have grown and gotten past
Yeah.
a lot of this stuff or
Thank
whatever.
God, yeah.
So, you know, and really, it's God
Mm-hmm.
doing. Like, no human on this earth was able to help me get through this stuff, but God and myself and me just truly wanting to be able to get
Right.
past this stuff and not allowing my past to determine my future. But all I remember, you know, when you don't want to drink this stuff, they try to throw down your throat. You wake up to being shackled on the bed, like I was like in this white restraining thing, and they
straightening jacket type.
yeah, they had me shackled on the bed, and then they gave it to me through my veins
IV.
and stuff,
Ah,
and
sheesh.
so then I was like, you know what, I'm getting out of here. Little girl, you got all them quarters in that bag. Give me it. You ain't want to give it to me. You ain't want to share.
That's
Yeah,
like
beat up.
little shorty on Martin. Give me the money. Oh, so I'm taking the money. You know what I'm saying?
And I took the money. You know,
Right,
I
right.
didn't take all of it. Just took a little 4 quarters because I was trying to dial her number.
You
But,
needed-
you know,
oh,
they
for the
wouldn't
phone- for
accept
the
collect
phone thing.
calls.
Okay, yeah.
So I put the little change in there and I called my mama. And I was like, I've been calling you. She's like, well, where you at? What you mean? What's wrong?
Yeah. Now, this
And
is
I
biological.
No.
Ma. This is.
My mother, who's my auntie, who took care of me.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
I'm trying to get the who's who.
When I say mom, I'm always talking about the person who take care of me.
Okay,
When
which
I'm
is-
speaking of my biological mother,
You gonna
I'll
say
say
biological
biological because
mother.
I won't
Okay.
say her name.
I got you.
You
I got
know, just in case she ever see this. Like,
Put
girl.
me out here on Front Street.
I ain't gonna try like that just yet. Read the book.
I lost
though.
my good job. You know what I'm saying?
But no, now today I love her. too.
Yeah.
Back then I wasn't able to say that I love this woman. Back then I didn't give a hoot nanny what happened to her.
I feel
But
you.
when you grow, when you truly forgive someone before they even ever apologize
Facts,
to you,
though. Yeah.
you're able to grow. You birthed me. Like you easily had an abortion, but
Yeah.
you know, and there's no telling what you went through.
True.
I hear the stuff that I hear. But at the end of the day, me growing up and experiencing my own stuff with having my kids, I'm like, you know what? Who knows her story?
Yeah.
So,
True that.
I'm not gonna hold none of this stuff against you because at the end of the day, I could have been on drugs. I could have been out here on the streets. I could have been anywhere. But God saved me and put me with still family.
Right.
At the end of the day, and I was able to overcome this stuff. So I hold nothing against her at all.
That's what's up.
But called my mama, and ever since then, my sister Martine came up there, and they, you know, went through the process of getting me. I went from there to a foster home, Davis House out there in Jersey.
Okay.
And then, you know, I guess it was a process for them to be able to
Get
me.
Yeah.
And then my mama got me.
Wow, that's what's up.
And I was an angry child according to them. But I'm like, I was misunderstood.
Of
People
course,
ain't understand
yeah.
mental health back
Yeah,
then.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I ain't have a mama,
That's
ain't
too
got
much
a daddy.
That's a lot of trauma.
Yeah, so I was a fighter growing up. Very fighter, you know. 2nd grade, I had to do it twice because I was a fighter.
Fought the teacher.
Yeah, really.
Wow.
Threw the chair at the teacher. Was cussing at the teacher, you know, and I was a handful. You know, my mama had to go to tribunals and you know cases and stuff.
Yeah.
People accusing me of doing things, and I ain't like being lied on. So since you accused me of doing this, I turned around and actually did it.
Right,
so I
right.
won't make you a liar.
Yeah.
So, but you know, as you get older, moved out here to Georgia and got older, mature, experienced my own different.
What happened? It flipped. Oh, just go back to the top. Not that one. Go back home. Hit the home button. We just gonna edit all this out.
Oh no, you're fine.
Hit the home button. Go over. Go up. To the top, tippy. Tippy. That one. I don't think you hit it. Did you hit it? No, you didn't hit it. Back it up. I was pointing to this. That one. Down, yeah. Say all. Yep. Go down. Up. Over. Right there. Yep. Resume. And act like we chilling. Act like none of that happened.
right.
Um,
But you know, life experiences allow me to be able to be where I am now.
Yeah,
you know?
no, that's now I'm gonna be honest with you, you don't look like what you've gone through. You know that saying, and you don't.
Thank you.
You're very bubbly. Even when we talked over the phone, the very initial call was very upbeat and pleasant. Right. And then when you came last week,
Yeah,
this week, last
Tuesday.
Week? It was Tuesday. Dang. Yeah. It seemed like it was a month ago.
Right, literally Tuesday.
Yeah,
A
couple of days ago, and very upbeat and bubbly. But yeah, no, you don't look like what you've gone through. I'm sure you know that. I'm sure you've heard it before, and you know, I thank God that
right.
you here to tell a story,
right.
and that you not. You don't seem bitter.
Oh no, we ain't got time to be bitter, baby. Look.
So you already punched enough holes in drywall. There's enough to.
Well, I didn't do that either.
Well, I mean, the reason why I said I don't mean literally because I know for me, I grew up bitter. I became bitter around 11th grade. It started to kick in,
right?
And I acted it out. I was bitter at my mother, but I took it out on myself and doing dumb stuff,
right?
That sort of thing.
For me, I don't think that I was ever bitter. I think I was really misunderstood because, you know, especially in Haitian household or just in the Black community, period, like people don't understand mental health. People don't understand communication is key.
Right,
people don't try to understand what other people are going through. So if you have your mom and you have your dad, you can never understand a person who doesn't have theirs.
Facts.
If you were never brought up in the system, you can never understand someone unless you ask.
True that.
Ask them questions instead of saying, hey, you got a nasty attitude every time you talk, or you talk so stern. Like I was always told that I had a nasty attitude. You know, my demeanor was, you know, my tone. People, no, I'm just straightforward.
Right.
Like when I'm serious what I'm saying. Like you feel some type of way about that's on you.
Right.
But I'm serious. But then growing up, I had to understand, okay, well, you got to switch up certain things. You know, your tone, you got to work on things. But I'm not going to change who I am.
Yeah.
I'm still straightforward. I'm still a positive person, but I'm not going to allow people just keep on labeling me as, oh, you got an attitude, or you have this. Maybe it's your viewpoint. Maybe it's the way that you're receiving this.
Right,
Maybe it's you with the nasty attitude, and that's why you receive everything that's thrown at you in a certain way. Because if you don't ask someone, why do you, like, if you know a person, and then you start to see a change in them, instead of just getting upset about that change, you ask them, hey, what's going on with you?
What's going on, right.
But people tend to never ask questions, especially when you're a kid. You're just supposed to do what they
say.
And ask no questions. And, you know, they don't really care. Adults, kids don't go through nothing.
Right.
That is so not true.
Yeah.
That is so not true.
True
with
that.
me having that understanding, that's why I do differently with my kids. Because let me tell you something. As bubbly as I am, I do not play about them two right there.
Right.
Period. You will see a whole nother side of me. Because one thing that I told myself, my kids would never, ever question if mommy loved them.
Yeah.
My kids would never, ever experience things that I've been
They
through.
were like, mommy crazy. You better relax.
And they
My
would
mama
tell
crazy.
you,
Don't you dare.
and I got no problem saying it. I am 3 kinds of crazy when it comes to my children. Period. And then it's not just my children. If we neighbors, and your kids out there doing something, I'm going to check your kids as if they mine. I'm going to tell you about it.
Right,
if you got the nerve to be mad, well, where the hell were you?
So that's a village right there. That's
Period,
a village
because
right
we
there.
need that. We need that. And like, you know, and kids need a platform as well. They need to be able to open up themselves to their parents. Like,
Right.
my child been through a lot himself. Like, you know, just with his other parent. And I ain't the best parent. I just probably cussed this boy out and said some things I probably shouldn't have said, but I know how to sit down and say, you know what, son, I'm sorry. I'm still learning how to be a mom. There's there's books, but you know,
ain't no
there's
real manual.
There's no real manual on how to be a parent. So just learning from my upbringing, I do things differently with my kids.
Yeah.
So.
That's what's up. Yeah, well, I wouldn't have never known none of this. So shout out to Auntie Mom or Mom, period.
Mommy.
She's in Jersey.
No, she's here in Georgia.
Oh, she's here.
Yes.
Okay, that's what's
up. Way off in the boondocks.
That's what's
So
up.
why the move though from Jersey to here? Why did your parents move you there?
That's a good question. When I turned 12, I started living with my father.
Now he's in Jersey.
He's out here.
He's here too.
Yeah,
Okay.
my dad moved out here, And my mom moved out here, which is his sister, and he would hate me calling her mom because like people think that I done, had a baby. That's on you.
I'm slightly confused.
People don't think that.
I don't want to say it. You know what I'm saying?
But no, my mom that took care of me is my auntie. She's my biological aunt. But my dad is her brother.
Right.
But she stepped up and was my dad and my mom.
I got you.
So
I can see what he means. You know what I'm saying?
Not my problem. I love you, but not my
Get
problem.
over it, bro.
Get over it. That's just something that that's a pill you're gonna have to swallow.
Yeah.
Because we could talk about the mother, the biological mother, but you weren't there neither. And I give you a little credit because you used to come pick me up during the summer, but that ain't enough for a daughter. Like granted you were married, stepped out and had me, so I'm like the outside baby, but I didn't ask to be here. And you knew you had a kid out here, so if you allowed your sister to sit there and take care of me while she had her own four, and she was already a single mother,
right,
that's on you. She gets all the credit. That's my mommy, that's my father, and if anyone got something to say about it, y'all can go talk to God, because I'm going to give you my right cheeks and my left cheek. And that's just it,
Kiss what I twist.
Yeah, so he don't like me calling her mama. But,
Right. Nah, I get it. I get it.
Get over it. It is what it is. Like, don't get me wrong. Her and I have been through our little back and forth because she kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs too. But, that's mom.
Yeah.
She gets the pass. I might not talk to her for a little bit, be mad or whatever, but she didn't have to come get me, but she did.
True.
So
True that. But so she and the other kids are here still? I mean, I know they're adults now.
Her kids?
Yeah.
Her kids live in Jersey with the exception of one.
Okay.
Yes. We happen to have the same name, Stephanie.
Okay.
I got the black girl version with the IE,
Scott.
But her youngest daughter name is Stephanie as well. And she lives out here.
Okay.
In Jonesboro.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
That's
so
what's up.
my story could go on and on days, and there's
that story might need to be written. You know what I mean? You ever thought about that?
Yeah, actually, people told me that. People who actually sat down
Book
and just
form
heard
or
the
movie form.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I kind of give y'all like the
snapshot
version of this and that. But I've been through a lot. But I don't really. I just got to the point where I'm able to speak on it because if I post certain things on social media, certain family members
getting
their feelings, I'm like, I look at it like this: you have a problem with me because if you didn't, you want to get in your feelings about what I post about my life. My life story shouldn't bother you. Right. If you don't know certain things and you've been around me growing up, you should want to know
what's happening. Yeah.
And if you feel like I'm having if I post something like, oh, she must be going through something. Well, I must. Like there was a video of DMX, a sister. She had a video where she was explaining to people how DMX's mother told him one day, we're just going to go play with some kids or whatever. And she just dropped them off at a group home and never went back.
Oh, yeah.
So I reposted that video and kind of shared my, situation of being in a group home. Was like, but thank God I didn't end up that route on drugs and breaking in and doing this and doing that. Yeah. So, but people was like, oh, she must be going through something because no, I'm just sharing my story. But a lot of people, they tend to judge you and they tend to take your situation personal. Like, my bills, you ain't pay it.
You know what? I know you heard the saying, a hit dog or holler. It's weird how you'll post something because you want to post it. That's the way you're feeling at the time. I should share this. And you get all these types of responses like, why are you taking this personal? This is about me. It's not about you.
Right. And then I had sometimes when I post things, I put PS. This is no shade against no one. So please. Yeah. And then
this ain't about you. Yeah.
Right. And then one of the people that I came across, in my teenage years, because I've come across a lot of people who's taught me things in life that weren't family members. A lot of the life lessons I've learned did not come from family members at all. It came from... Like, when I started seeing my dad at 12, I moved out at 16. Because, not trying to be grown, but I get along now with my stepmom. But while I was in the house, she didn't like me. Like, you could say all day long that you forgave this man for cheating on you and stepping out having a kid. But you didn't because you took it out on me. It was a major difference in the way that you,
dealt with his kids
versus me. You open your mouth, say, oh, you're the ugliest out of everybody. Or, I'll get the hand-me-downs or the... there was a major difference in the way that she acted, and it got to the point where I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna whooping this lady ass."
People don't realize kids they pick up on all this stuff.
Yeah, man.
Subtle stuff,
Yeah, so
Facts,
I just packed up and I, quote unquote, people ran away. No, I left. Runaways tend to go back home. I ain't never been back. Okay, I left and I came across friends whose parents took me in.
Okay.
And
and this is at 16.
16, 17, 18 and stuff. So I stayed with a lot of friends. And even one time where I had like a lump in my chest, and my biological mom booked the flight for me to come out there. That's when I met her again at the age of 18. Okay. And she took me to the doctors or whatever, and everything was good. And but on the flight back home, I didn't have a home to go to. I was literally at the airport, just nowhere to go. So it's like then friends again. So like Brianna Connor, her mother. When I tell you, her mother has taught me so much about just being a strong Black woman and just holding your own and just I learned this stuff from people who were not family. Like family, I love you guys, but y'all didn't teach me nothing. Too busy judging me, too busy talking about me, to where I ran away from you guys. So when there was...
Well, you learned something, but the lessons you learned were what not to do.
What not to do. Yeah. What not to do, So when I had situations in life, they always say, well, you stayed away. Why did I stay away? Have you ever asked yourself that question? Why do I stay away? So you always hear people, oh, well, we don't talk to her because she don't ever call nobody. Well, at some point, the phone calls were coming, but if you're not answering them, and if you're not returning them, why am I keep calling? And if you feel like it's been 5 years since you've seen me, okay, well, you feel like it's my part. Well, in those 5 years, when did you reach out?
The phone works both ways.
The phone works both ways. So it's always, you stayed away or you didn't come around or it's you. So at this point, I'm just like, that's fine. You damn right, I stayed the fuck away. I'm still sorry. I stayed the heck away.
We got that censor, bro.
I stayed away and I'll continue to stay away. Because if you're not feeding my soul, if you're not helping me grow in a positive direction, if I can't tell my story without you getting offended, you don't need to be around me. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, my story is still developing. Yeah. So, which leads me to this.
Okay. Speaking of CMOS.
Yes. But everything has, I started doing health fairs and stuff in 2012.
What got you into...
Like just when you asked me about being an artist, really, wholeheartedly, artist at heart. Like, sing, write. I used to sing in the church, the youngest little things, and being the lead singer amongst everybody and stuff. So, started doing event planning and stuff like that, doing health fairs. Like with my son, I got pregnant. Well, I had him in 2008. I'm sorry. And, it was like a very near fatal delivery. Like, doctors using forceps and the vacuum was trying to force him out instead of letting him come out. And with the epidural, like, they put so much epidural on you sometimes that you can't even feel nothing. So you can't tell if you're pushing. You can't tell if you're... So, it was very, very bad delivery to the point where he had to get 2 blood transfusions. And I was so confused on because when it came to religion, I grew up in a household that was not non-dimensional, but non-dimensional.
It was in another dimension. I get it, though.
You know what I mean.
Pun intended, you know what I'm saying?
Christianity. And then my dad's wife was a Jehovah's Witness. Jehovah's Witnesses, they taught you to... I will say I learned a lot, but I didn't agree with everything that they had going on, but... Blood transfusions.
What you mean we can't have Christmas?
Yeah, that part. Blood transfusions and stuff like that. They were like, so when I came across, because the doctor was like, oh my God, you got such a beautiful baby boy. He is fine. But in my head, I'm like, dang, why I ain't hold him though? Like even the doctor didn't even deliver the baby. Like you kept trying to pull with the forceps. The forceps flew out your hand. The monitor's beating. The nurses looking at you all crazy. They walk out on you.
Oh, wow.
And they come back in with other nurses and midwives and kind of pushed her out the way.
I guess did they kind of move him out the way or something?
Yeah, they moved Dr. Afrika Stewart, fed Piedmont. Do not go and do not attend.
What's the name?
Dr. Afrika Stewart. Afrika Stewart was
not
the
Africa, but Afrika.
Afrika.
Yeah, it's spelled like Africa, but pronounced Afrika. But so they had my mom hold my leg.
Let me get you a little close.
They had my mom hold one leg, my son's father hold the other leg, and they climb on the bed and they kind of just pushed him down and slid him out and ran straight to ICU. But me being so young and I was in the hospital like 2 days.
And your son's your first child, right?
Yeah, he's my first child.
So this is traumatic.
Yeah, very traumatic. So when he was born on the 16th, December 16th. So I went in December 15th, like early. So I was there all day, ain't eating nothing. I'm thinking like, hey, finally I can eat. But I'm there and it dawns. I'm like, okay, no one's happy that I just had a baby. Everybody's face looking kind of blank.
Yeah.
I'm like, So I look in the door, I see his father, and he's trying hard not to come in, but he's like putting his head like, let me know that, hey, I'm still here. But his face he's so light-skinned, his face so red. So red, look like he's been crying. I'm like, what the heck going on? My mama, she was like, she ain't saying nothing. I'm
right.
Okay, something's going on. So then the doctor, Afrika, comes in. She's like, oh, you have such a beautiful baby boy with blue eyes and, all this other stuff. I'm like, okay, well, where is he?
Yeah.
I didn't get to hold him. Just for another doctor to come in. Now, this doctor, I forgot his name because he was so mean. To me, he was so mean. But I appreciated his honesty. He came in and was like, your baby is not doing okay. If I need you to sign these paperwork and this one right here, because he need to get blood transfusion, this second paperwork just in case the first one don't work. Because if he don't get this, he would not live. He would not make it by tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's not happening. So I was just so scared. Like, my mama had to, end up signing everything because I was like, feeling like it was my fault. Like, I wasn't pushing. I didn't do this, but he was temporarily paralyzed on the left side of his face. He had blood in between his head and his skull. His head was so swollen from all the the forceps and the vacuum that his ear was caved into his head. When I tell you, he was in so much pain that after they gave him the blood transfusion, they didn't even wash him. This boy was born at 6:45 p.m. I didn't see my baby 2:30 in the morning. And that's only because I made his father carry me over there because I thought he died.
Yeah.
Everyone coming to my room, like the whole hospital knew about him. And it was just so crazy that this one custodian lady came in. Like, my mom's already a woman of prayer and stuff, but this one lady came in. She was like, let me tell you something. God got the final say so. Your baby will not die today. I promise you that.
Right.
She kept praying. She kept reassuring me and stuff like that. She's like, don't let nobody come in here and give you any shots or anything. Cause like, nothing. Like, the social workers came in. They were like, yo, off record, you need to get you an attorney. Like, that shouldn't happen. But, in the state of Georgia, for whatever reason, it's so hard to prove, have a malpractice case. Like, you have to prove. Which means I got to prove that they was being negligent. Like, I'm sure they go in.
People, somebody knows.
Yeah. So, but, needless to say, no case or whatnot. And, but, he stayed in the ICU for about 2 weeks. He came home Christmas Eve. And, he had little issues where he had to drag the left side of his body. So I'll take him to the hospital where doctors, they look at you as a young mother. Oh, you're young. You don't really know nothing. When kids' bodies slop off. No, baby. Let me tell you something about this woman right here.
This different.
Okay, no. My mama had us watching kids for I had twin cousins that I think it was my kids when I was 8, 9, watching them, So I know how newborn sits in the seat. Like, when you back then, you get left with the babies and stuff, So I know how they're supposed to sit. Should be no reason why his head is this way, but the body like this. No, so I took it upon myself and just had him sitting in like a little bouncers and stuff. Big old covers around him, adjusting his body and make him sit up straight. And every day, there was no lullaby. There was A, B, C, D, F, G. Little Einsteins and stuff. Like, I really work with my son. And
that's
what's
up.
There's no issues. But because he had a damaged nerve, and they have like a statute of limitation on certain things. So I guess for him it was the age of 5. But I'm like, what if he plays football at the age of 15 and gets hit the wrong way?
Right.
He goes right back to being paralyzed. But because we passed the statute of limitation, there's nothing they can do. So guess what? I don't allow my child to play tackle football. I mean, I probably wouldn't let him play no ways if he didn't have that, but because of the movie I watched with Will Smith. Concussion. But I don't allow him to play certain things because I'm just nervous that if he gets hit the wrong way, he'll be paralyzed. So that situation traumatized me with my daughter when I got pregnant. I was depressed. I was scared. I was like, God, take the wheel. But everything was good with her.
That's what's
everything
up.
was good. So, things worked out.
Yeah. He's a healthy, energetic, very polite young man.
He think he fine, honey. He like, yeah, Mom, I got all the girls.
Yeah,
he literally does that. He like, yeah, Mom, I got
you
all
see
the
that
girls.
hair?
I'm like, girls? What girls?
That's funny.
But yeah, I love being a mom, I love it, but his delivery is what caused me, to really get into the healthiness. Like, I ended up being sick, for 4 years straight. And this before they even knew what Crohn's were. So they were telling me that, they think with all the forceps that it might have shifted my uterus over to my rectum because I wasn't able to pass through by myself. And they told me I had pancreatitis, I was lupus, and a whole bunch of stuff. But then it came out to being Crohn's. So
And for those who, excuse me, for those who don't know, Crohn's is
inflammation of the bowel. You know, like, so it kind of affects the lining of your stomach, you know, your digestive tract and stuff like that. So Crohn's is very serious and life-threatening, you know, especially then you got to change the way you eat, you got to exercise, but you definitely have to pay attention to what you eat because it could cause you to have a flare-up.
Gotcha.
And when you have a flare-up, you're going straight to the hospital. There's nothing at home that can stop that at all. But yeah, it's definitely inflammation of the bowel. And it's similar to IBS. I don't know if you know, but I don't know much about IBS. I might need to do my research on that one too. But but yeah, I've had Crohn's since, officially diagnosed with Crohn's 2012.
Okay.
So yeah, that's when I started doing my health fairs and stuff like that. I started doing a health fair at the YMCA over there on Campbellton, the Andrew and Walter Young YMCA.
Okay.
I started connecting with different, you know, people who were in that circle, and it's just been ongoing since then.
So you decided to take the holistic approach.
Yeah, well, growing up, we didn't. That was just it. Period. You know. So mom was washing tea leaves. Like there was no the little tea bags and stuff. Like I didn't start knowing about all this over-counter stuff, so I got with his daddy.
What's this?
Like,
Tylenol, right?
What you mean, Tylenol? Like, you got a headache, you don't want to go get some tea? I mean, you know, get the little tea leaves and wash in the sink. You don't do that? It's grinded in the bag. I didn't. Yeah. That's not what we grew up on. Like, my mom would go to Haiti, come back with bags of different, this is this. We would smell it, like, okay, this is the sweet one. She knew the names of, we didn't. When we smelled it, like, oh, no, we don't want this one right here. Yeah. You know, like, we never got sick, though.
That's what's up.
Never got sick. I don't remember ever being sick except for one time when my sisters and them, it was snowing and threw me head first in the pile of snow. And everybody got a whooping for it. Because, you know, I was the youngest. I cried. Mommy, they threw for me. They dumped me in there, threw snowballs in my head. That's the only time I got sick, but I ain't. They don't torture me. But, yeah, growing up, and to this day, my mom takes nothing, you know, but natural stuff. And even when she has to go to the doctor, they try to give her certain things. I tell you, she found 1,000,001 problems with it. I'm like, Mom, I think at this point it's just you. But yeah, so I've just always been on the holistic route. I have a headache, I'll take me a shot of ginger. My nose was stuffy, take you a shot of ginger. Open you up, you know. So this God put a lot of natural things out here for us to consume. Because you take these Tylenols, you know, they say you take too much Tylenol, messes with your kidneys. You take too much of this, it does this.
Right. Everything has the side effect.
Taking too much ginger gonna do what to you? Make you feel good? That's all. Like
I feel gooder.
But you need a cleanse.
Or go to the bathroom.
Right. So it's working both ways.
Right. Working both ways. So, you know, I've always been on the, you know, natural stuff. But if I take a Tylenol now, it's because my head is hurting extremely bad. So bad that, you know, it might be like a migraine or something. I need something that's gonna happen like this. Right. Only because I got these kids running, Mama. Boy, didn't I just tell you, give me the day off?
Question. Since you've been living here in Georgia, like, have you ever experienced, like, any allergies since you've been living here?
Yes. So when I first moved to Georgia, it was a lot of flare-ups for my eczema. You know, would just flare up and stuff like that. The constant sneezing. Like, I don't think I even had allergies when I was in Jersey.
Because I noticed, like, a lot of people that move here, that's when they discover. It's something about the trees in the state or something. Yeah, it's just different climates and stuff like because now if I go to Jersey now, especially in the wintertime, oh no, I got to be wrapped up, got to have Vaseline on me because the wind out there would just crack my skin open.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with you having eczema stuff. So, like, now I can't deal with the weather out there. Like, it's just natural to me now out here. Cause I guess I've been here so long. I'm a whole peach, baby. I can't go back to the Garden State and be all right. Right. But yeah, I know it's a lot of people who do say that though. They come out here, you know. But I think it's just anywhere you go. If you've been in one state
region
so long,
you
go somewhere else, it's going to affect you.
It's either going to turn bad or it's going to. Like, I can breathe.
It just depends on where you are.
Because I'll go to the next state over or, you know, and I'll be fine. As soon as I hit the state line after a few hours, boom.
Say flare right back up.
Yeah, that's why you need to carry some ginger, some sea moss. Get some sea moss in your life. Won't have them problems, baby.
I thought you were slinging them things for a minute. I saw 2 bags up there.
What you got?
2 for $5.
Well, let's talk about this sea moss. Because I've been taking it since getting it from you.
And how you like it?
And I'm be honest, at first You know what it reminded me of? See, it was frozen when you showed it to me the other day, right? Mm-hmm. So when I opened it, because I let it sit out. No, I put it in the refrigerator, so it thawed. Mm-hmm. But it's still in its gel form.
Right.
The first thing that came to mind when I opened it and put the spoon, I was like, it reminds me of like chicken grease. You know when grease the next day when it's just in the pot, a pan, and it kind of hardens and it whatever it does, gels or whatever.
Right.
It looked like that. It don't taste like that, but it looked like that.
When you freeze it, does change the texture of it, you know, kind of. But originally, it should just be like a little gel. Mm-hmm. But I mean, get the chicken grease. Yeah,
it's just
I see what you're
saying. The feel of it, the look of it, not the feel, but just the look of it. So I was like, all right, and it's funny because there's no taste for real.
No taste.
But I did taste the ginger.
Oh, you had the ginger.
Because I got the ginger. You call it the infusion, right?
Yeah, infused.
So I got the that one. I'm like, okay, I can taste the ginger.
So
but I'm still. It's funny because I'm still like, oh, this is weird. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine taking a spoon of jelly and eating it. Now it's gonna be sweet, but it's just the texture of jelly. It's different on a bread with peanut butter. It's just weird. It's not bad weird. It's just weird.
It's like. Some people, I don't know. I think like applesauce, really, like a thicker applesauce.
A thicker applesauce.
Like, you know.
Yeah. Thicker applesauce.
When it's frozen, because then it's the fruit. Yeah, I guess you can say.
And again, it's not bad because it don't have a taste. You know, except for, like you said, because
if you get the infused one, then, you know, the ginger tastes like ginger. The turmeric tastes like turmeric. And the burdock root and all the other good stuff, they're very strong.
Yeah.
And that last one?
Burdock root and black.
I've heard about that recently.
Burdock root?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The name kind of caught my attention. I was like, okay, so what are the benefits of that?
So mixing the burdock root, the bladderwrack with the sea moss. So, you know, sea moss is said to, according to research, contain 92 of the 102 minerals that your body needs to perform at its highest peak. So when you add the burdock root and the bladderwrack, it gives you the full 102 minerals that's needed. So it's more so like a cleanse, you know, cleans out the colon.
How fast does it work though?
I say it's based off the individual. Like if you're someone who just uses your body like a trash can, you just eating anything. That's the nicest way I can say it.
A dumpster.
Yeah, you just smoking here, drinking here, McDonald's here, stuff like that. You gonna feel
drinking, smoking, straight West Coasting.
Well, I'm saying, like, what if I take it like Friday, and do I have to stay in the house the whole week?
No. You're not gonna be running, you know, oh my God, loose booted. No. I'm just saying, you don't have to worry about none of that. But
my bowels.
Yeah, you know where you gotta go, but it ain't gonna be like
it's not weird.
As the kids say, peeing out your butt. You're not gonna pee out your butt, okay?
and you're not sitting there like bubbly.
Yeah,
you're not. You know what I mean?
But again, it depends on each. Because I've had clients call me and say, "Well, I feel a little cramp here. Well, have you been bloated? If you've been gassy, bloated, and like I said, just constantly putting this toxic stuff into your body, you're gonna feel the shift. You're gonna feel it moving around. Like even for myself, when I got consistent with taking it, you know, like the bloat, I'm like, ooh. Okay,
that's just
pass
the
gas.
Working its way out of your system.
Working your way through the system,
it's
like getting rid of that.
It's bumping
cushion.
It down, like go on now. You don't
belong
here.
Period. Like you don't belong here.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's gonna get rid of the negative bacteria, the toxins. I don't know why I keep saying negative, but yeah, it's negative. They're gonna get rid of the bad bacteria. And,
promote healthy bacteria.
And clean out the colon.
Yeah.
It only make it come out through your mouth or your butt. Which one? So
stairs to the window. You know what I'm saying?
House or the basement.
Right. There you go.
So
I was looking it up, and it said that some of the nutrients that it contains is like vitamin B2 and B12 and calcium and I don't know what chromium and
all that
magnesium.
Good stuff. Like,
now magnesium will make you go now, because I talk about that with the Epsom salt.
But everything is about
moderation.
There you go. That's what I've been looking for when I was here the last 2. I was like, what's the word?
Like it will not come to me.
It will not come to me. There you go. Everything, and even when it comes to eating food, I don't know why I just have this thing where If you want to die happy, or you want to be sad. You just had a salad. That was your last meal. I want a salad with some fried chicken on there. Now I ain't saying
she died doing what she loved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she loved to eat.
Eating pizza.
I like to eat, but everything's in moderation. I just think back to our ancestors. Like, them folks was eating. Mm-hmm. But it was working. They were drinking water. They were working out. They were taking care of their bodies.
They had no cars, so they had to walk. You know
right. We get lazy. We sit here and eat a piece of steak.
We can order in now. DoorDash,
right.
Yeah, bring this big old piece of steak to your house, potatoes, and whatever else that you have. And you sit there and you drink a soda or a Diet Coke because you feel guilty, and you just sit there.
You know what's weird now? Ever since the pandemic hit, what's kind of been letting up a little bit. Nobody cooks anymore, and all the drive-thrus are packed.
I don't know.
That's facts. At least I've noticed that. Now I tell you why I noticed it, because I don't cook.
I'm about to say, yeah, you don't cook.
I don't.
You told me that already.
I don't. But I don't eat, which is odd. I don't know if it's odd, but I don't eat unhealthy. I do, but I don't. Meaning as in,
you don't do fast food.
I do, but I'm an 80-20 still. You know what I mean? I'll go fast food, but
that 80-20 rule.
It's probably 70-30, 60-40, 50-50. You know what I'm saying?
I think like a man when I hear about the 80-20 rule.
Right. So I mean, but I still keep it in the sense is that a different? I heard you fix your ear a little bit. So your eye go to the left and up. She's like, I'm trying to tune in.
Yeah.
All right, let me stop so you can hear the
he would
straight
text
sound.
me. He would text me if he couldn't handle that.
That's the hungry crowd.
No, she got food. She got snacks. They good.
All right.
Let me tell you, all I know is when I get out here, I'm going to give him some V-Bucks. Like, Mom, can you give him some V-Bucks? I just basically,
what's V-Bucks? What's that?
He plays Fortnite. When I tell you the creator of Fortnite
what
is just
what are those?
Gaming.
V-Bucks, okay.
Gaming. It's this free game, but you got to buy everything that you need for the game.
I think I've heard that.
Fortnite.
Yeah.
If you are listening, I'm so upset with you. So upset.
They sit back like, cha-ching.
Cha-ching, cha-ching. I'm like, he's like, Mom be a gamer. No, the heck you ain't. You better create these games.
Right.
You can't sit all day long playing video games, but they make.
A lot of people win a lot of money.
During the pandemic, I believe, they had, gaming has actually turned, I don't know, I don't want to say during the pandemic, but that's when I realized it. Gaming has turned to sports.
Well, it's been a sport before that.
Right,
yeah.
but this one boy won $1 million from winning, from playing a game.
Yeah.
I'm like, well,
that's a real thing.
Do that, but you gotta get your schooling together.
It's contact.
But they have access to the whole world, They're on this internet, and that's the part that I can't get past. I'm like, hey, Garrett, he has the whole gaming system, the whole setup, whatever. Like, he got that $1,300 up out of me. Ooh, I didn't file that on my taxes as a business.
Wow, I would.
But, right.
Figure it out.
But yeah, I'm all over the place.
No. We just talking about sea moss.
Right. Okay. There we go.
Now, do you know how sea moss was discovered as a health benefit to begin with? Now, I know it's obviously of the sea,
right?
Or the ocean, or whatever.
From what I was reading, a few people came across it in New England, and that's when they started to take it out and I guess check it out
and some kind of benefits to it.
Realized they had benefits to it years ago.
I remember when you first showed it to me. I was like, it looked like a sponge.
Like pasta or something.
That's funny.
Right.
You said pasta, I said sponge, and Deborah Carey said loofah.
Yeah,
a loofah.
Top ramen.
But not the ramen noodles.
A cup of noodles. You know what I'm saying?
You throw some butter in that bad boy. Boo!
That's funny.
Get some Hawaiian rolls on the side. You're good to go.
You talk about a meal now.
Yes, Kool-Aid. That's
right.
a whole bad meal. That's a whole bad meal. It's not healthy at all, you
That's
guys.
funny. So, but this is it in its raw
form. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And you have to be careful. Like, there's someone out here that's got the farm-raised sea moss. They had the sea moss, that's filled with salt.
I was trying to get you to follow me. I was trying to... Where we at?
What's wrong with him?
He's like, I'm listening.
But yeah, you just have to be careful where you get your sea moss from. Like, this sea moss come here from St. Lucia. And,
explain the one that you need to look out for.
So they got
farm.
Bootleg sea moss?
Yeah, they got bootleg everything.
Bootleg and sea moss.
Farm raised.
Farm raised sea moss.
How do you raise a sea moss?
Same place we breed tilapia, I guess.
We just talking about that on Tuesday. You know what? Let me leave y'all tilapia eaters alone.
Hey, listen, I double down on that when I talk to people. I'm like, nah, that ain't no.
Do not invite us to a fish fry if you had tilapia.
Think about it.
That'll make sure you add some white into the pan.
You ever been fishing? When the last time you heard I'm going to fish from tilapia?
Not never.
Never.
You just have to be careful with anything that you purchase, whether it's tilapia, whether it's sea moss, whether it's food.
Salmon.
Like even I've seen a video where they making cabbage into plastic, and you like even your rice. Like,
yeah.
If your rice,
thing,
yeah, like
it's ridiculous.
You just have to be careful. Stick to what you know as far as your parents. Like don't try this new stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna get me a garden.
Right.
Exactly. Just start over.
I'm going back to the Garden of Eden, so I can just freely eat of all the trees that God said we can have, right? Just not that one. You know what I'm saying?
But you still have to be careful because there's folks out here trying to recreate God's garden. So,
That's true that. True
you
that.
know,
You're right.
Hence the sea moss, the farm-raised sea moss. I think one of my clients was like, I just got to tell you, I went to the farmer's market and I bought a big old bag of sea moss. I was like,
$7.
It was $17. A big old bag of sea moss.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so salty. It was this, it was that. It didn't look nothing like what you had.
Right.
I was like, I know it didn't because it shouldn't be so salty. If anything, it should smell like the ocean if you open it up.
It'll smell like the ocean is what you
They
said?
sold them a bag of top ramen. That's what they did.
Okay.
Has a fishy smell to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know?
Oh, somebody was just talking about, mentioned that, and I thought I was saying the right thing, but clearly I said the wrong thing because she was saying something about when she ate it, it left a fishy taste in her mouth. And I said, well, I don't think it's supposed to do that because I misquoted you because I was like, I think it's supposed to not have a taste because.
Well, it's not going to, if you properly wash it. If they didn't properly wash it and stuff like this bag of sea moss, one bag of sea moss take me at least about 30 minutes to wash. So I was soaking.
Because it got to go through a soak process and all that.
Well, even before you soak it, you got to wash it. So, like, for me, I'll soak it for about 5 minutes in, like, a little cool but lukewarm water just to break down any, species, poop or anything that's in there. As you can see, like, you see, like, some of this stuff right here. You just have to, really, when you take it, you have to unravel
really
it.
Gotcha.
And you literally wash it like, I wash my sea moss. I go through it and go through each strand and I wash it very well. It takes about 30 minutes to wash a bag of sea moss.
Gotcha.
What are the forms that you can take it in other than the gel and its natural form?
But you're not eating it this way, right?
No.
Do anyone eat it this way?
I mean, if
the
they
natural.
do, I give it up to them.
Would it be crunchy?
I don't know.
So you don't want to try? But,
I mean,
like
I'm sure it would
gum.
be crunchy, but
yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest someone taking it in this natural form.
Yeah.
But what was your question?
Like, what are the other forms you can take it in other than?
Oh, so I make sea moss juice. Yeah. So
what are flavors?
Strawberry lemonade, and cherry. So I make sea moss juice.
Oh, you got some of that? You sell that too?
Yeah.
I like to try that.
Yeah, I definitely do. That's for most, because some people are constantly on the go,
yeah.
and they can't stop.
Oh, it's like in a bottle.
Yeah, I like the 12 ounce or 16 ounce.
Yeah.
Take it, but you could take it, put in your drinks, your tea. You can put in your smoothie. However you want to take it, or just eat it. Like throw it in your mouth and just like applesauce.
That's what I'm gonna tell myself.
Just like sauce.
Right, but yeah, you just take it and you put it in your in your favorite drink, and you just stir it up and you just drink it.
Yeah, it's really
it's not that people.
It's not big deal at all.
It's just people who have issue with texture.
I think that's what it was for me. But I mean,
I'm
I
gonna
literally
say
don't even.
So
I just take it like to the head and just take it down. Like I don't want to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the texture.
So my thoughts on this. It's gonna get a little rated R, okay? And so you want to bleep me, you can bleep me, okay? But
hit the F8 on this one, D.
So my thing when it comes to people who talk about texture and comes to natural stuff, right? It's like if you're a female, you catching stuff all the time in your mouth, and you got the nerve to be talking about some sea moss and texture. If you a male, you licking things all day long, and you talking about texture. I don't get it. That's just my thought on them. Like, well, if you could catch that, you could do this. That's it.
I like the rapper.
Like, yeah, so yeah, like a lollipop. However you want to do it,
Okay. That's funny.
But truthfully, honestly, when people ask me about whether I'm at Papa Shots, that's my response. And they just like, you know what, girl, you right.
Give me some.
You right. Because I'm just like, what do you mean the texture? That might be a mommy cry.
That's a mommy cry?
Like, he ignoring me. But, yeah, so.
Yeah, well, like I said, it took me a second because when I stuck that spoon in, I was like, oh, I already know this is going to be weird. It's going to be weird. But again, I don't let it sit. I just take it and then
I'm surprised you did that. Put it in your drink.
No, I didn't. I took it straight to the head. I just want to get it over with. You know what I'm saying? But again, it don't have a taste.
At all. Well, other than ginger.
It's the ginger that I taste. And it's not a strong ginger. Like, I'm like, I guess
where your throat is burning and stuff like that. And, you know, like the turmeric don't taste like turmeric. Turmeric is kind of strong and potent, but, you know.
And so what are some of the other ingredients that you infuse in it to add some health benefits to it? Okay,
so we have the original one. So prior to me coming here, I did have a bag.
I remember you came the other day. You had a bunch of them.
I had a meeting today, and they bought all my CMOS.
But that's good, though.
Problem.
No, that's a good problem.
I don't have much display because I had like 10 of them in here.
Yeah.
But so I have a ginger and elderberry mix. And so we all know elderberry, ginger, support the immune system.
Right.
Turmeric, inflammation. I had the one with the burdock root and bladderwrack mixed with black seed oil and echinacea.
I was about to ask you about black seed oil. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
So my thoughts on black seed oil is, I don't really have any thoughts. It's just like another. I think with the black seed oil, I mean, I use it. I don't use it that much. Even when I put it in my CMOS, I don't put too much of it in. But I'm still doing my research on black seed oil.
Because I take that every once in a while. I take that.
Yeah, I'm still doing my research on black seed oil when it comes. That's the only question mark a little bit, you know. But I do use it, you know, support claims or support strengthen your immune system and stuff like that.
Okay.
And, you know, but yeah, that's something that we were actually talking about. Like, do I want to continue to put black seed oil in there? Like, is this natural or is this man-made? That's the question.
Right.
So that's the only ingredients of
mine. Okay. So that's what you're saying. Not because because of how it's made.
Right.
Gotcha.
So that's why I say I'm still doing my research on black seed oil.
Okay.
When it comes to that one. Yeah. You know, because, you know, you could put a couple of things together and call it something.
Right,
you know?
right.
Hey, grab some turmeric, grab some of this, grab a little light bulb, grab a little paint, and boom, you got, I'm going to call it creme de la creme.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Put a fancy name on it. So, you know, but I was introduced to black seed oil by another a nutritionist, actually. So, you know, you kind of, when you hear from someone who's licensed and, you know, who has more knowledge than you do in that area, then you kind of, you know, okay, well, let me try it out, give it a, you know, try whatever. But that's why I label all my ingredients on my labels. Everything is labeled. It tells you exactly what's in it, what I use, alkaline water, and yeah.
Now that's what's up. So if people wanted to find out how they can get some of this from you,
I am on Instagram.
Oh, I wanted to mention this. I'm sorry, because you also take this in lieu of, because from the Crohn's you mentioned and hypothyroid that you don't take medication for. This is what you take.
Yeah, I just take CMOS. CMOS is what I take every single day, 2 or 3 times a day. I give it to my children. Like my son, he has asthma. I give him CMOS. You know, CMOS gets rid of the mucus and stuff like that. And I also rub peppermint oil on his chest. Like, I give him peppermint oil to bathe with. So we don't really use. I mean, we have Dove at home. Don't get me wrong. I love Dove. But for the most part, there's a lot of oils and natural stuff that we use. You know, things that open up the lungs. You know, that's good for the body. And then even with the CMOS, I even have CMOS body butter. Because a lot of people don't realize that your skin carries a lot of bacteria. And so CMOS acts as a, what is it? Like, it gets rid of that harmful bacteria. And it's just like you see a lot of products out here that says with vitamin A or stuff. The vitamin A is that main ingredient, it's that important ingredient in that body butter that's helping your skin. It's not the this or the that they have. It's that vitamin A. That vitamin A fights off the bacteria and it you know, just gets rid of the harmful bacteria.
Right.
And it's like a protection for your skin. So sea moss contains all that, plus some collagen, everything. Like, it's literally good for your skin. And people understand when you're trying to be healthy, you have to be healthy inside and outside. So you can't walk around. I never understood why people, to each his own, but all this off-brand stuff when it comes to putting off-brand stuff on your body, in your body, I'm just not with it. Like, you walk around with name brand Jordans, and you mean to tell me you can't get you some good stuff to consume? You know, like, I mean, you can get the generic brand, you can't afford, that's fine, but I just feel like if you prioritize, you can afford the good stuff.
Right.
You know, versus...
I got to get great value.
That part. You know, because I tried...
Dr. Thunder.
That's at the cookouts. You need those for the cookouts.
The tilapia. They don't know the difference.
They ain't gonna know fish is fish.
Fish is fish. Batter on up.
You know?
You see, I don't even use flour.
No.
Like, I don't use flour. No.
You bake your fish, or how you do it?
I fry my fish. I fry my chicken.
Without flour?
Without flour. Flour's not good for
With
you.
seasoning, though?
Flour's
I
not good
season
for
it.
you?
No.
If you season it right, it should be good.
Who ever thunk
You
it?
want another trick to it? I mean, you should know this. I get an egg and I crack it. Bow. Get a little mustard. Bow.
Oh, that
Whip it
becomes
up
your
on-
batter.
And you fry
Ah.
your fish, your stuff. You don't need flour.
Mind blown.
For someone who don't cook. No, he about to go, I'm going to get me some chicken
they got
wings.
that in
Go
the-
throw that thing in there.
got that in the
I don't
TV
use
dinner.
flour. Please don't do no TV dinners. You know what? I ain't going to lie. Them Hunger Mans used to be so good
I
back
used to tear
then.
them up back in the
tear
day,
them
but
Hunger
now I
Mans.
don't mess with
I
them.
might buy my son one or two, like the little meatloaf
I'm a
Hunger Man.
rotisserie chicken and
Publix
salad.
all day.
Well, I'll get it from but Walmart.
Oh, you better stop that.
Uh-oh.
Go to Publix, get you some of that chicken.
I mean, I get it from there too,
Why
or
not
Sam's
Walmart?
Club.
You know I'm about to have Walmart looking at me all crazy.
I got to go there tonight.
I got to go get some Pampers from Walmart.
That's her right there.
She named names.
But I just prefer Publix because Publix deal with a lot of meat that does not have any hormones.
All these byproducts and stuff.
Yeah, byproducts and stuff in there. So I prefer Publix. A little more expensive, but you pay for what you
get what you pay for,
Right.
yeah.
You get So
I got you.
That's where I get my subs from.
Publix got the best
I was
subs,
standing
hands
in that line.
down. Hands down. Lines be long.
And the
Hold
people
on
that
now.
make them, they're so nice. Like, what else you want? What else you want? What else you want?
Oh, that shredded
What
lettuce.
location you at?
I was like, oh, I can get that too.
It depends what location. Cause child,
true.
they be ready to leave. Like, shoot, you see the long behind line? I used to work for Publix. I used to work at Publix in the deli section. Yeah, sure did. Midtown. About 5 o'clock, you see a lot of them Mexicans out there because they out there working. So 5
So they
o'clock in the
kinda
morning is
making
lunchtime for them. I'm like, what? Line right.
That
I
line
in
be
there
long,
making
yeah.
3 sandwiches at a time. So I ain't got time for y'all to have no attitude with me because you ready to eat. And your lunch break is only, 10, 20 minutes. And Publix line take you about 20 minutes to get to the front of the line. They have no sense of urgency. But the subs are so good.
So
That's why I go to Firehouse.
Ew.
First of all,
Ew.
man, the Italian subs are the bomb, man.
Ew. All I say is Publix,
right.
number one.
I ain't gonna
I've
argue.
heard of Jimmy
I ain't
John's.
gonna
Jimmy
argue.
John's pretty good. What's that name? Jimmy John's?
Nah, I don't
yeah,
mess
at
with Jimmy
Firehouse.
John's.
Them 3 was I'll get in that. But Publix is definitely number one. Subway, no.
Oh, you know who else is good? Down the street, Mr. Everything.
They sell subs?
Mm-hmm.
Since when?
Since I've known.
Unless this is another Mr. Everything. I thought it was like the bowl of rice.
They got
and
that too,
chicken and
yeah.
stuff.
But they sell subs when they pack it with everything in there, like chicken
Oh.
subs type of stuff. Yeah,
They copping out Publix.
probably.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying? They just
Yep.
took it up a notch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, if
So-
you guys want to reach me, I'm on Instagram
Yeah,
at
man.
Mother of CMOS.
Where we at?
Yep, Instagram, Mother of CMOS. Email, mothercmos@gmail.com. You can also reach me at 678-789-5576. Place your orders. I meet, I deliver,
Good
I
prices,
ship.
really
Right.
reasonable prices.
You get your 8-ounce regular for $10. And if you want to infuse, additional $5. You get your 16-ounce for $20. If you want to infuse, $25. A 32-ounce for $40. And if you want to infuse, $50. Then you get your bag and do it yourself. But I know people, they don't want to go through the process because
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
a
process.
process too. Yeah.
Wash. I let mine soak for about 3 days because it expands
Mm-hmm.
when you let it soak. And then I use that water to make the sea moss juice.
The broth.
Yes, the broth.
You take the laugh at the mad scientist.
Right.
I'll be in there. They be like, "You in the lab earlier?" Yes, whipping it up. Yes,
Like a stir fry.
yes. The healthy version,
Right.
without the soy sauce.
That's too funny. And but I also read, because you mentioned this the other day too. I can't remember if you mentioned it on a show or if you mentioned it when we were just talking. That because I read exactly what you said when Kim Kardashian, I guess, went on IG or whatever she went on and talked about sea moss. Everybody flocked.
Well, Kimmy Kim. Okay, I'm not gonna call you Kim Ye because I don't know how that's going. Well, come on, get you a Mother Sea Moss and hold that up. You ain't gotta take it, just hold it.
Come endorse this product
Endorse
over
this
here.
product.
Mother of sea moss.
No, but seriously, I just want to be able to educate everyone on the importance on self-care. And self-care is mind, body, and spirit. That's what our company is about. And we do this by informative literature. We do pop-up shops. We do, health fairs. And I'm actually getting ready to put one together. I have a few pop-up shops coming up, actually. This Saturday, next Saturday. I'm kind of booked all.
That's
a
what's
few
up.
Saturdays I'm doing pop-up shops. But it's just about educating. We can laugh, we can joke all day long, but just really getting the word out there about not just sea moss, but just other things out there as well. Different ways to just take care of yourself and understanding that in order for you to help other people, you got to help yourself. And the way for you to help yourself is by taking care of yourself within side first.
Facts.
Because for me, the sea moss has helped me in a lot of ways. My energy level has increased. I don't have any joint. At one point, I wasn't even able to pick up a cup because of my Crohn's and the arthritis, and with the thyroid, it just completely have you off balance. So you got the shivers, the shaking of the hands and stuff like that. So I'm not shaking.
That's what's
I'm
up.
picking up cups. I'm doing all this stuff here. So I'm really like a living testimony. Like I even did a colonoscopy just a couple of weeks ago.
You know what? I was going there. I'm glad you good segue. We grown, okay. Since it's gonna cleanse this stuff and cleanse and take all the stuff out of your system anyway, like what's the consistency like? Is it like,
Consistency of your poop?
Yeah.
You said we was grown.
I mean, it just depends on you. What you've been like. I can't compare my poop to yours. It just depends on what you've been eating. Like what you poop is what you consume. You poop out what you consume.
Like garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah. So you got little pellets. That means you get on Google and tell you what the pellets mean. Like you gotta change up the way you eat.
You a rabbit.
Right? If you
I know the pellets.
But I ain't a mad scientist on poop. I didn't look at my kids' poop like, okay, yeah, you need to drink a little more water, or this and that. But you just clean out what you already had in there. You just literally, you might even have little air pockets where you go there, you just nothing but just gas coming out because we're so bloated. Bloated. A lot of this fat pat we be having, it don't really be fat. It's just you're just bloated. It's gas, and it's just looking for a way to get out. You ever have chest pains and you don't know, feel like you're about to die? Oh my gosh! But it's nothing but gas. Gas. So sometimes just sit down in that little fetus position and just let me say,
relax.
I'm great for laying on my side because if you go to the hospital,
you gotta rock.
They will tell you to lay on your side with your knees up to your chest and let all that gas out. It's gas.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just
but I feel weird.
If you're not including, and sea moss is full of fiber. It's full of fiber.
Well, I will say this: in just a couple of days that I've been using it, I'm going. I've been going, but I'm going, and it's. But I can tell that it's. I don't know. I don't want to say it's more frequent, but I just feel like it's.
You're supposed to go at least 2-3 times a day.
Right, but I don't feel it's not a hard go. You know what I mean?
It's just coming out naturally. You're not straining, you're not pushing.
Right, yeah.
And then people don't realize, I have had a colonics done before. I love getting a colonics. I think that's one of the most naturals besides,
was that when they go in?
Put a little tube there and it flushes the water into your colon. But people don't realize your colon's 6 feet long.
It's,
you got backed up poop that's been sitting there since you were 13 probably. Who knows? I might be exaggerating with the age difference,
but I get you.
It's been backed up. So when you start to incorporate sea moss into your daily routine, it's going to your colon. It's cleaning out that colon. It's like a colon cleanser as well. It's going to clean out your colon, whether it's through your pores, your anus, or whatever. But all that stuff, that's why sometimes, I can use myself as an example. I'll go but it's nothing but air, gas. And then the next day I might go, you're like, dang, when the poop gonna come out? But you've been so backed up and constipated, then you eat a whole bunch of foolishness today or tomorrow.
Right.
So you thinking you're gonna, that's a mommy cry. You're gonna feel the difference.
Yeah.
You're going to feel the difference, but then you got to incorporate exercise because you have all this energy. You're going to be sitting. You're not going to want to sit down, I promise you. Like, I used to take naps.
After you get from sitting down, you won't be able to sit down.
Won't be able to sit down.
Yeah, like, I used to take naps.
I feel like breakdancing.
Right. But if you're someone who's, like, got a lot of things to do and you like, I know I need to do this, no, I need that, but you're just not motivated.
Is that still the mommy cry?
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you're someone who's just motivated or you just got a lot of things to do, you're not going to want to sit down because you're going to have so much energy. Like, yo, let me go ahead and get out here and just handle my business. You're going to be looking forward to hitting the pavement and stuff like that. Like, so that's just my, 2 cents on it and different, testimonies from different clients and stuff like that.
You're like CMOS.
Yeah, so come get your CMOS, place your orders.
Where can they find you? One more time.
At Mother CMOS on Instagram, Mother CMOS at Gmail.
Mother of
CMOS.
Mother of CMOS on Instagram. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And Mother CMOS on Gmail. And again, 678-789-5576.
That's what's up.
Healthy living.
Well, Bella, I want to say you got to start using the full name. Aristote. Did I say it right? No, this was really good information. I want to thank you for just opening up and sharing just some of your life story with us and not feeling like, I hope I didn't feel like we kind of pressured you to say anything.
I'm like, look, I don't want to talk about this.
Right,
I would have said it, but now we're
right.
Don't catch them ashy ankles now.
She said, knees up. That's funny.
Nah, I got some
Put some CMOS.
Bam, you know this, baby.
It's greasy.
But yes.
No, that's what's up. Good story. Really.
And again, CMOS is great for people who's trying to manage their weight as well. Like weight management, trying to lose weight, like especially with the one that's filled with the burdock fruit and bladderwrack.
Okay, well, I hear mommy duties calling. So I guess we will. I think we good. We good? You good?
Yeah.
You feel well shared?
Yes.
You good, Mr. Dirty?
After I take the CMOS, I'm gonna be great.
He was asleep before I came here. He all wide awake.
He was gone a little bit. He's gone a little bit.
You got a custody over here.
That's what's up. All right, this your boy G-Way holding it down, G-Way Podcast, and I'm kicking it alongside with my man Deacon.
Dirty.
Yeah, I know what it is.
The G-Way Podcast.
The G-Way Podcast.
Bringing you the cool interviews,
the hot topics, and all that other crap.
The G-Way Podcast with Deacon Dirty.